Hello, everyone, and welcome to this CGL Tier 4 PS4 broadcast featuring FurryDrip and PDM Insanity. I'm here with Sove on the color commentating. How are you today?
I can't complain. I'm here looking for some good goats Overwatch. It's been kind of nice to get an odd picture of what goats could have become in a different world from the pros, but it's nice to be back in the original, right? 3 tanks, 3 supports, smashing at each other, all the sustain in the world, until someone makes a big enough play until everybody dies. And I'm excited to see a lot of just bodies smash at each other, Joker.
Yeah, and body smashing indeed. Since we are throwing it back to old goats, we are doing a workshop code to make it more similar to that old goats composition. So we see a lot of charged very quickly. So we'll probably see an Earth Shatter maybe every single fight from each Reinhardt, and it's gonna be incredible to see. But to start off with our teams, FurryDrip coming in from the EU side, I believe.
No, they are.
PDM Insanity is EU. Sorry about that. FurryDrip is the NA team. Their Reinhardt is Sakusolo. Their Zarya player is Jake Gustavo. Saging Senpai on that Diva. Huggy Doos on Lucio. Bad Ghost Butters on that Brig. And Skittish on that Flex support. What do you think about this roster? So,
I mean, this roster has to be good, right? This team also came off as the winners of the Diva Egg tournament that we hosted not too long ago. So this is a team that knows how to play to high expectations. And coming off a big win like that, we're going to have to keep an eye on Saka Solo and Bad Ghostbusters. Pretty big for controlling a lot of the spaces. And Jake Gustavo is going to have to come in big with those grabs, keeping those eyes open. Every single member for this team knows how to play at that peak level. And I think all of them are ready for this, Joker.
Yeah, I keep saying this every Goats cast Goats game I cast. We always have to also look out for those flex supports. Skittish, or the other flex support I do not know because they did not decide to fill out our team sheets. But Skittish, rather being on that Ana or Zenyatta. Getting those abilities on cooldown, getting them onto the Reinhardt, getting big anti-nades, big Discord orbs, and then having your team being able to follow up on that is going to be huge as well. Usually, whoever can do that usually wins out this match, in the matchup.
And they have the choice of playing either the Zenyatta, the Moira, or the Ana here. A lot of the teams seem to have kind of given preference to the Zenyatta. That's because we last saw the pros land on. But you've mentioned it. The Ana and those anti-nades can be very, very big on just winning fights alone. If you catch an anti-nade into a graviton surge, that's just game over because it doesn't matter what healing you're throwing at it if no one can get it. So Skittish is going to have to be one of the key players to keep an eye out from this FurryDrip lineup to see what happens in these fights and who lives and who dies.
And now over to the EU side of things, PDM Insanity. We've got Kitsune on that Reinhardt, Mad Lad Brad on the Zarya, Panda Boy HD plays on the Diva, Tooler Gaming on the Brig, Fracture on the Lucio, and Trim Achio, I believe is how you say that, on the Zenyatta flex support role.
EU known for, kind of pioneering and working really hard into these kinds of brawl comps. They pioneered these 4 tank comps initially before Goats really took over. So you can maybe even make a case for giving an edge to this EU lineup where it's kind of, that's their home and that's what they're used to playing. But we'll have to see what happens, Joker, when the shots start coming in, the hammers swing, and we get on the battlefield.
Yeah. And speaking of the battlefield, the first map today is going to be Lijiang Tower. Pretty staple Goats map. We've seen it all the games that I've casted so far this finals. No one got really opting for a different map, unless it's map 5 and they have to choose something other than Lijiang Tower.
Why would you pick anything less? I mean, this was kind of a big spot for Goats. There's not a lot of high ground to really play into, so you're not necessarily worried too much about your positioning. You have plenty of different spaces. You can get some boops between your Lucio and your Brigitte. So there's a lot of different angles you can play into when it comes to Lijiang Tower, and each map gives you a little bit more positioning and awareness that you need to give yourself. So depending on where we start, we may see a different play style and setup, because where you take these fights, Joker, are going to be very crucial to who wins these rounds.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking, another thing that's a very crucial in GOATs is keeping that Reinhardt alive. You lose that Reinhardt first, you're most likely losing that fight. And I think that's really about all we need to talk to about before we get into this first map. So as we load into Lijiang, now we're on Gardens, and we're seeing right now we're seeing this typical compositions. No seeing any Winston yet, but we're seeing Trim on this Ana for right now. Take me through what they could be thinking about this.
Like I said earlier, Trim on this Ana definitely is looking for those anti-nades. They're going to actually both opt into the Ana, definitely putting a big value onto the anti-nade, and also just the single point healing that you can put onto these Reinhardts as they cross over the bridges are going to be very, very important going onto this first fight directly onto point, Joker.
Yeah, it's going to be big to see how quickly both of these Anas can build up nano boost, but we're going to be seeing this first fight going. Kitsune getting the pin in, and he's going to get Jake Gustavo off the side of the map, and also getting a kill. And there's a shatter already up for Kitsune, getting everyone flattened down and finishing off for PDM Insanity. And we're going to see, that was just a very, very fast shatter. And no one really else up close to any alternates except for the other Reinhardt here.
That was over once Jake really just kind of went off the edge there. You lost your protection for your Reinhardt, a good chunk of it. And as we go in, the Sack does have a shatter, and that's going to be a big opener here. But the early anti-nade coming in is going to be tough, because they're not going to be able to go into this fight full frame as they're going in. And he gets put to sleep immediately, Joker. Sack is down again.
Yeah, Trim getting the final blow onto him, and then that's going to be the end of it. They're going to use the Graviton Surge, however, maybe a little bit of over-ulting. You didn't really need that after getting rid of that Reinhardt, but they still have 4 ultimates online, so they're not looking back right now.
No, they're just going to push right into that. They still have 4 on. They're going to have 5 when Tool gets that rally. And on the other side, Skittish just getting that nano boost and Sound Barrier coming in. The 3 support ultimates are coming in as they push over the bridge, and they have to get them sooner, Joker. Otherwise, this fight's going to be over before it even gets started.
Yeah, and the shatter coming out, going to drop down 2 there for them. But the big anti-nade coming out as well, but the self-destruct coming out, not going to find anyone. Neither Nano Boost getting really any value, however, as well. But Sokka's going to get the pick on a Panda Boy out of that DMAC form. But it's looking good for FurryDrip right now. 2-3 kills in their favor. Jake Gustavo getting fractured out of that fight. You're not going to do much without that Lucio speed boost. And FurryDrip is going to be able to capture with 75% on the board for PDM Insanity.
The rally armor really came in big there, and getting those a little bit late, they're going to try for that sleep dart and just miss. But that rally armor came in and really clutch it for that. But they do have the Graviton Surge and the Shatter. So this is going to be tough. PDM Insanity going to have to, I guess Kitsune's not going to be there for the fight, but they're going to wait it out. But the Shatter and the Graviton Surge are going to be very big, as PDM Insanity has no support ultimates going. They're going to get Nano mid-fight, and putting it onto Kitsune is going to be the biggest thing they can do, because there's a Reinhardt Shatter and a Diva Bomb on the other side, so that if that Shatter Bomb comes in, it's going to be huge, Joker.
Yeah, the self-destruct coming out from Sokka, staging Senpai, and he's going to get 2. That's going to be followed up as well by Jake Gustavo and Bad Ghost Hunters. Bad Ghost Hunters with 2, Bad Ghost Busters, with 2 in the end. With the Brigitte getting in on the kill feed. The final blows there. And it's getting up to 50% now. They were looking a little shaky going into these first couple fights, and now they seem to have turned it around. What do you think is testimony to that?
I think it's just the fact that they're playing their ultimates really well together. They're playing as a full unit. You can kind of see it. PDM Insanity spread out here. They're going to nano into Kitsune and try to throw that out, but the Graviton's going to come out, and that's just going to spell a big, big loss there, as the kill feed just lights up Red Joker, and that's going to signal the flip here.
Yeah, and we saw unfortunate nano going on to fracture there, but it still didn't matter in the end. They got the ultimates they needed, and Jake Gustavo, they got Jake Gustavo's grab out of there as well.
Yeah, Hoggydoo's going to have the only support ultimate on the side of FurryDrip. The other one's going to be coming in later. And PDM Insanity, that bomb is going to have to do in some big work, because that's the only tool they have going into this fight, and it's coming into match point.
Oosh, 2 going down with the Shatter. Panda Boy is going to get the kill onto Skittish, though, however, but the Reinhardt for PDM Insanity is going to be felled in the end. But that's a big grab coming out from Mad Lad Brad. They got to get that. They got to get the kills in the feed, but no, it's not going to, as Sakazola is going to get the kill for FurryDrip. Jake Gustavo and Huggy do as well. With the backs against the wall in the first round of Lijiang, are going to be able to win it back. And it's going to be going up to 80% now for FurryDrip. And PDM Insanity don't have much to go into this next fight.
No, Fracture committed that sound barrier, and that was going to be very crucial because now they're really dependent on this Nano onto Kitsune being the biggest win condition. Meanwhile, there's still Graviton Surge and Bomb on FurryDrip side, in addition to that Shadow that they're going to get into pre-fight, and this is just not looking good for PDM Insanity.
The self-destruct coming out, look for the charge, and Saging Senpai gets 2 again with the self-destruct. 3 if you count the D-Mech as well, and that's going to be the first round of Lijiang Tower. Going to be going in favor of FurryDrip. Oh, what nice plays coming out from the side of FurryDrip after a rough couple of engagements.
Yeah, it really took them a minute to get their footing, but once they kind of got themselves into rotation as a unit and using those ults effectively, you could see the Diva Bombs were just connecting every single time, be it because of a charge, because of a shatter. And really, you got to give it to Saging Senpai there, who's been able to coordinate well with their team, because that's what this takes, is that big level of coordination from GOATs. And we haven't really seen that on the side of PDM Insanity, so that's going to have to be a big deal here. No changes coming in, so they're going to stay in this Ana. They really are valuing the Nano and the Anti-Nade here. I don't disagree with that. Trance still very big, but yeah, it's going to be hard to play into that if your team is just purple and they can't even get healing anyways.
Yeah, so I wouldn't expect to see any swaps of the flex support yet. I do value that Discord orb on that main tank a little bit more, I feel, but we're going to be getting into this fight. That's a big ante! 2 big antes from both Anas there, as both teams are still going to get topped back up. Sleep going on to Saka, and he's going to not be felled. He's going to be healed up quickly, but it's still really anyone's matchup right now. They're just looking for this pick onto someone here to bring the fight right open. Saka's going to go down super low. The pin going on in a big ante coming in from Trimma, and that's going to do it. But oh, it turns around in favor of FurryDrip with big kills coming in from the side. Bad Ghostbusters going to get 2 as well, with the Reinhardt and Zarya from FurryDrip in the kills as well. And FurryDrip going to be able to capture the first point.
PDM looks like they were going to disengage. They're going to hit this grab really early and keep the pressure up onto them, and that's going to already be a set. And they're just going to spawn at this point. But the PDM tried to disengage and thought they could bait him into it, and that's just literally quite there. They didn't quite reach the spawn door, the spawn doors yet. So no, they're not quite on that Philadelphia Fusion Uni level, but they're going to keep pushing here. They do have Nano and Graviton Surge on the side of PDM Insanity. As the Gravitons come out, this is going to be tough, as every ult is going to get committed. The bomb comes in, and the nade does not catch anything, but Kitsune is going to get 3, Joker.
Yeah, that was a huge anti-nade coming out from Trim there, and it's not going to be anyone else left on the point. Is just Skittish. And yeah, 41% up for FurryDrip very quickly back after 1 or 2 fights, and then that's what you like to see if you're PDM Insanity.
Sak's gonna get that shatter as we enter this fight, and Hog is gonna commit that sound barrier early into it. And then all the rallies also coming out, and all the ultimates are just coming up on the side of PDM Insanity as a shatter comes in.
Yeah, Kitsune gets felled very early thanks to a nice anti-nade from Skittish. And it's going to be in the end going in favor of FurryDrip again. You can't let Kitsune fall that early if you are PDM Insanity. You need your Reinhardt there. You need that stable main tank, and then just Panda trying to get some extra ult or extra percentage on the board. And it's up to 36%. They're looking good, but it still looks like FurryDrip has the advantage right now.
Yeah, and they're going to show that. They're going to have their Graviton Surge and look to use it as they enter here to try to set this up. Skittish going to give that probably right on over and into the grab. Saxel is going to get that, and that's going to be all the ults coming out, Joker.
Oh, but Saging Senpai with 4! The grab was eaten earlier by, I believe it was Saging. Did Saging Senpai eat that grab, or was it the other way around? I forget.
Couldn't even tell.
I believe maybe I'm thinking Panda might have eaten that grab before, and then
Big shatter. Let's go.
Self-destruct. Another big shatter coming in as well from FurryDrip there, but Kitsune gonna turn it back on the bad Ghostbusters. Kitsune with 2, thanks to that nano boost from Trim on this Ana, and they're gonna be able to push it right towards back to the point, and they should be able to get this back with only about 95% on the board for FurryDrip.
It puts FurryDrip in that one fight territory, and they were looking really good there, but there was no follow-up to that shatter. And Hog's gonna have this sound barrier, and that Graviton Surge is gonna be big, but they're pushing back really hard as that beat bomb comes in, catches 1. Man, what a fight, Joker.
Yeah, as they're just going to be able to get those key kills that they need in the end. Nothing really to speak of after that. They're going to be going into this next fight, maybe down a little bit, though.
Yeah, FurryDrip does have Graviton. They didn't commit anything into that lost fight, so they have the advantage here on that side. And it's going to really matter when this grab comes out, because there's going to be big plays coming.
And eating the grab again. Jake Gustavo needs to just start throwing that into the ground, but that's a big shatter coming out. It's going to get the self-destruct is going to get Mad Lad Brad and Saka Solo going to get 2 in the end, and this looks like FurryDrip is going to be able to win this map out. They just need to get these final kills on the point. Rally coming out from Bad Ghostbusters to get just some extra health, extra armor on the point for them, as Kitsune is felled in the end. Bad Ghostbusters getting 2 there. It's up to 99%, and that's going to do it. FurryDrip takes the map, and they're up in the series 1-0.
Saka Solo and Jay Gustavo look incredible. Their teamwork with their ability to call out these plays between the shatters, the charges, the bombs, and just make these plays that literally will win fights by getting 3, 4, 5 people is just a testament to their ability to play. And they don't look like a 1-1 team. They only got here on 1-1, but they don't look like the 1-1 team right now. They look like a very dominant force, Joker.
Yeah, they're looking really good. They've got a lot of chemistry, it seems, at the moment. And we'll see what if they can keep that up on Goats Row, or Kings Row, if you will.
Yeah, this is what you think of when you think of Goats, right? We're going to Kings Row. There was no question we were going to go anywhere else. What really needs to be said, because there's no high grounds, it's just going to be teams running at each other. You do have some natural cover on that first point that you can play into to break your initiation a little bit easier. But if we're just looking at like the raw mechanics and the team play here, you gotta wonder if PDM Insanity can pull it together on what is quintessentially the Goats map, Joker.
Yeah, and I think they have the ability to do so. We saw in that Lijiang Tower map, we saw a lot of big anti-nades from from Trim on that Ana. They just gotta be more decisive and be able to get the kills necessary after getting those big anti-nades. You need to be able to engage quickly and decisively to get those people that are can't be healed up by the rest of the supports on FurryDrip. And that is what I think the key thing is going into this Kings Row map. What we need to see from PDM Insanity.
I agree. I think looking for, regardless of what it is, your go button, it could be the anti-nade, it could be a Graviton Surge, it could be even just getting a pick onto the Reinhardt. You need to find the go button and immediately press onto it. And PDM Insanity needs to get a little bit more aggressive in that if they're going to win these fights. Because when they're playing well and they get that go button, they look great. When they get those anti-nades, when they catch someone out, they look fantastic. But when they don't really have that advantage going for them, FurryDrip just kind of outplays them and gets, a shatter or a pick, and just seems to have that team play advantage there.
Yeah, and we have a substitution coming in for PDM Insanity. Enzo coming in onto the Lucio. We'll see if that makes a major difference for PDM Insanity going to this first engagement on Kings Row here, as we look for this first fight to start beginning. That's a big anti-nade coming in from Skittish on the opposing team there. 3, like you said. Saka Solo going down super low, but they're going to have to back off as everyone else on PDM Insanity is low for the moment. The big Brack's going to go in. Enzo going to get that first pick. That's going to be huge. No more shield bash for the side of FurryDrip. And that's going to go the go button for PDM Insanity, as Panda Boy is going to get Saka Solo out of the fight as well. Hoggy just trying to get to the point to stall it out for a little bit longer, but that's going to do it. PDM Insanity is going to get a big time bank going into street phase here.
They slow played that a little bit, and I kind of thought as these cleanups come in, and we're gonna commit that shatter, and now it's they got point, but they're gonna commit the shatter in there, Kitsune. They kind of slow played it, and they might get punished on this if they push too far up, but they slow played it. They found the pick, they capitalized on it, and that's what you need to do if you're PDM Insanity. That's how you play, but you need to be a little more aggressive, and I'm hoping they pull into that big sleep onto the Diva Joker. Yikes.
Yeah, and there goes the nano boost onto Kitsune. The grab coming out from Mad Lad Brad as well. No kills to speak of yet, however. The self-destruct kill coming onto Trim. 2 Anna's down from Panda getting that self-destruct kill over the top as well. It's really anyone's game, but Jay Gustavo getting Mad Lad Brad out of the fight. That should do it. That's the main source of damage for that PDM Insanity lineup out. As they're still gonna try to push this here as they're going into this Saka Solo, having this shatter online, not gonna get anyone with it, however, and they're going into this next fight with no real ultimates besides Kitsune's shatter here.
That's it. The fight never really stops when you're playing goats, and throwing that shatter, and a big 5-person shatter comes out, Joker, and that's gonna be the cleanup and the go button from PDM Insanity because they just took down everybody there.
Yeah, it's a big shatter coming out. They're going to get those kills. Panda Boy is going to get skittish in the end, and it's just the Diva left. Saging is going to be just left on that baby Diva form. You hate to see it. He's probably going to either... no, they're going to kill him in the end. That's a big stagger coming in onto the Saging Senpai there.
That's going to buy him a lot more time. PDM Insanity coming in with 2 of their 3 tank ults and that sound barrier. They're going to get the nano mid fight. That's going to be big for Kitsune when that grab comes out. But FurryDrip only has the graviton, and they have to use it here to counter it as the graviton comes in.
Panda, that's a big play coming in. I think it might have had to do with maybe a little bit of a Lucio boot from Enzo. I didn't see a charge coming in from Kitsune, so you couldn't have been that. It just might have dropped past the shield, however, too.
Yeah, or it could have been there was the bash. We are playing. Remember, the Brig Bash will cancel the Rhine shield here. So the Rhines are just going to keep butting heads. Shatter going to come down, and this is going to be the start of the next fight already. Nothing there, Joker.
Yeah, bit bomb coming out. Not going to get anyone, however. The nano boost invested by Trim onto Kitsune as well. Skittish going to be investing onto Saka. They're just going to be looking for a big shatter here to stabilize this defense, but he's going to be slept up here, and I don't know, the grab being already built up, the shatter coming out, going to get 3, but it's not going to matter. Saka Solo is going to be felled in the end by Mad Lad Brad as they go into this. No sleep going in onto the Lucio, but it's low. Another big shatter coming out from Kitsune, and that's going to be PDM Insanity winning that fight very decisively.
I thought that was over when Saka Solo fell there, but they just never really... They never really pushed in Insanity, and they're going to push it. It looks like they're going to try and push it right to the end, get in front of those doors, and there's going to be no contest. I thought they had it there because they committed so many ults a little bit later than FurryDrip, and it ended up paying off for them because the longer you can hold on to those ults and put them in for one big final, punch, you can win the fights on that. But they just walked it in. That Graviton Surge even got 2 there at the end. You can see it. Jake Gustavo, who has been a monster on the Zarya, has just been able to catch everybody. 4, 5, 6. The team play from PDM Insanity has turned right around. They must have heard me in the future past, Joker.
Yeah, they must have. As we do regret to inform you that we are on codes, but still some quality Overwatch action. That's a massive time bank coming in from PDM Insanity. 3 minutes and 47 seconds. That's almost an entire. That's what you pretty much start with.
That's a whole starting time. Yeah. There's nothing. Yeah. They never really stopped the card either. There was never really a lost fight for PDM Insanity. It did slow up a moment here or there. You kind of saw it in that first point, but they really kept these fights going in their favor. They kept the longevity and just waited for those ults to come in. And now FurryDrip has to do the same to even keep this going around again.
Yeah, and they're
gonna opt into Zen.
And obviously, oh no, this is an illegal. Okay, now I was about to say that was an illegal comp. They ran out with that.
Yeah, I say until they leave spawn. So
yeah. But
no, we're good.
They're all good. They're all good there. Was worried about it for a second, but I'm sure that would have been rough if
it looks like FurryDrip is going to opt into a little bit more just burst healing, going to try and use that, get that Transcendence and that Discord Orb like you were talking earlier. Having a Discord on your Rhine makes it just so much easier to fall, as you can already see Kitsune's down, and that's going to be the fight already, Joker.
Yeah, we saw in that kill feed on the Kitsune, the Zenyatta assist was huge going on to him. That's the first real, I don't know, first real pressure that Kitsune has felt this map. And you got to be more mindful of your shield now for Kitsune. If you just drop it for a second, Skittish is going to put that Discord Orb on you.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Joker. And these Graviton Surge is going to come in, going to have to be big for FurryDrip. They have Trance to counter PDM Insanity's ults, but they have to use it wisely here. And there's that anti-nade. That's going to be fight over.
Jake Gustavo gets his grab eaten as well, and that's a huge anti-nade coming in from Trim. Yeah, like you said earlier, that the Transcendence is huge. But when you get a massive anti-nade like Trim just did, it's really hard. It's really just useless in the end. As we go into this next fight here, as they're holding this doorway, no one really down. Mad Lad Brad, however, is going to be knocked down by the Shatter. The Shatter going to be huge. However, Kitsune, it's going to get two supports going down, and Kitsune is going to get 2 in the 3 now in the end. As Tuller Game is going to get the last kill in the Gong of Death is Sound. Jake Gustavo is the final one felled.
PDM Insanity had to commit 5 ults though to get that, and granted, Mad Lad's Brad is already back to another Graviton Surge, but they had to commit so much just to keep that stop there. FurryDrip only has Rally going into this. They're going to get the Shatter early as this fight comes in, but it's going to have to be a big rally to stop a lot of this anti-nade coming in from PDM Insanity.
Yeah, there comes the grab out from Mad Lad Brad. They're going to focus that down. It's a big focus. Kitsune with 3. The tank line of PDM Insanity coming up big. Another Gong of Death. This is going down. It's already down to 4 minutes here, so...
I don't think you can stay on this Zenyatta with Skittish. Like, Trance is just not getting you any value. It's basically getting negated the second Trim just throws down an anti-nade. I think a change needs to come in, but they have 2 ults, and let it be known, I've been wrong before, is they're going to get Graviton Surge, so that's going to be their big win con, is getting this Graviton Surge to connect here, Joker.
Yeah, and they need to... Oh, but Saging Senpai getting felled. The front line is going to get... no value from it thanks to the nano boost onto the Diva there, onto Panda Boy, as the flank not working out well, especially when your Diva gets felled before you even engage.
I don't know about that. You didn't have the team with you. FurryDrip just kind of feeling desperate right now. They didn't commit anything into it, and Skittish is gonna have this Transcendence, but it's not gonna do them any good versus Trim's anti-nade. They have Rally, and that's gonna be an early rally on the side of Drip to start this fight.
Yeah, they're going to rally you into this gauge. Both teams opting for the rally engagement. Backing off here is PDM Insanity. There comes the grab. That's going to get 2. That's going to get 2 felled, and that's going to be huge. Huggy Doos and Jake Gustavo going to get in the kill feed. Huggy Doos with another kill on the Trim, as that should do it for almost up to the second corner here, I think. There's definitely going to be any...
Yeah, they're going to recontest here. They're going to recontest here, and they have the 3 ults. They have 2 tank ults in the sound barrier. They're going to get nano for Kitsune mid-fight, and that's going to be... There's just so many ults on the side of Insanity coming in. They're only out Rally, and FurryDrip has so much more tools going into this at the start, too. They're going to commit it all right away, Joker.
Yeah, as 2 self-destruct kills coming in from both Divas there. But Kitsune is going to get the other kill, but he's going to be felled in the end by Saka Solo, but I think it might be enough for PDM Insanity to stabilize, as Saka Solo is only the left on point, and he's going to be felled in the end by Mad Lad Brad.
Mad Lad Brad just was full charge that, and this is the main damage. One of your main damage sources here is this Zarya, because once the Zarya stays high charge, you just win fights. Skitch still has that Transcendence, and it's going to have to be well-timed versus Trim's anti-nade and their nano, because the wrong time just gives the nano to Kitsune and wins the fight for PDM Insanity.
Yeah, and they're going to be pushing in here. No real ultimates to really work. And the Kitsune is going to be getting Nano Boost, and that's going to be the Transcendence too late as Bad Ghostbusters is going to be felled, and Jake Gustavo's done as well. The Transcendence, however, not canceled by the Anti-Nade. Still not going to get much value from Skittish there.
Yeah, there was just too much damage through because you can burst down this, and they're just going to push him right up to spawn. PDM and Sandy really feeling themselves here as they're getting that with just a little under 2 minutes on the clock. They have good reason to, it looks like.
Yeah, and we're going to see here as it's actually down to 60 seconds now.
60 seconds now.
But they have ultimates to speak of. Kitsune going to drop the shatter there, the grab coming out. The sound barrier is going to be connected, but it's going to not be enough as Jake Gustavo bursts down Kitsune. No self-destruct kill coming in from the side of PDM Insanity there. But it's anyone's game right now. It's a big anti-nade coming out from Trim, but Sakasolo is going to get down Tooler. But Panda getting that Lucio kill is going to be massive for this PDM Insanity squad.
Oh, that is so important. He died with beat there, and that's like one of the few ultimates. Oh, the grab gets eaten too, and the bomb catches one, and that's going to be the end of it, Joker. They're going to push it along, and we're going to see even more. This last cleanups are going to come in, but that was the most important eat that could have happened. Jake Gustavo just going to put in the rest of that work and clean it up. Still really high charged, and Skitch going in with, and FurryDrip going in with 2 support ultimates going into this, and coming into that shatter from Sack Solo is going to be the momentum they need to go this. The momentum's in their favor because there's nothing on the side of PDM Insanity. There's no ultimates, nothing. You have to hope Kitsune can get a shatter, an Earth Shatter coming in hard here.
Yeah, that's gonna be your key ultimate for PDM Insanity. Sorry, Mad Lad Red and Enzo are gonna be felled by the shatter, but no follow-up is going to be there thanks to the the anti-nade from Trim. No one's felled yet, but it's gonna be Bad Ghostbusters gonna be felled first in the fight. It's a big grab coming in from FurryDrip, but it's not gonna be enough as the self-destruct coming out from Panda is gonna get Skittish out of this fight, this grab as well. There's gonna be no Transcendence to save them there, and that's gonna be a stabilization. It's 43 seconds left on the clock. Sorry, 39 now left on the clock, and
last fight.
It's not looking good for them.
This is last fight. They have Rally to work with. They might get that Diva Bomb coming in from Saging Senpai, and it has to be big. They need to show up like they did in that first round because there's the sound barrier on the other side for Insanity, and they're going to build into that shatter. They're going to build into that shatter and that nano mid-fight, so this is going to be a tough ask from FurryDrip here.
Yeah, as Bad Ghostbusters almost felled there. The anti-nade was huge there. The end, the shatter connect to Bad Ghostbusters, and the D-Mac coming in onto Saging Senpai. But the self-destruct is gonna get Tooler Gaming, but Sakasol is felled off the side of the map. So is Panda Boy, but it's not gonna be enough. Mad Lad Brad is gonna get 2 in the fight. Saging Senpai is gonna get 2 as well, but Jake Gustavo is gonna get another pick. It's so close. It's winnable indeed. It's only Panda Boy left on the point. He's gonna go for this self-destruct. He's going to have to. It's not gonna get
missed
value from it, however, and it's gonna be the side of PDM Insanity. Gonna be able to capture, but this is the best they can do here is a draw. So
that's 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes of overtime that they have to fight through to prevent 1/3 of this next point. And PDM Insanity look dominant on their attack, so this is going to be a very, very big app from FurryDrip, who barely got through and turned that fight in the last minute. And Saging Senpai really coming up big, has been a star on that Diva this whole game. They need to continue that level of play and getting these big plays. The teamwork just kind of fell apart from FurryDrip, it feels like. We haven't seen that kind of focus fire and those good team plays between the Rhine and the Diva, and they need to bring that back if they're going to win it. I don't know if we can. I don't know. This is going to be a tough ass, Joker, because 3 minutes and 40 seconds for PDM Insanity is just such a big time bank.
Yeah, you can just go in multiple drive fights from PDM Insanity.
Yeah.
Build up all your ultimates that you need, and just steamroll them with all 6 ultimates online, and
it's gonna. Yeah, Skitch opting back into the Ana here, I think kind of got the hint that the Zenyatta was not really welcome, and that the anti-nade's just gonna be more value in these fights. And I think that's the correct call here because they were just kind of bullied, right? Like the Transcendence got some value and it paid off in the final moments where it counted, but on the whole they just didn't quite do enough. So Kitsune is just going to lead the charge out here and hopefully just push it right through.
Yeah, honestly, if they can just get one pick, they might not even have to do these dry fights. But they're going to be rotating through Hotel here. No picks yet, but it's a big anti-nade from Trim, but it's going to be Seiji Senpai getting the first pick onto Kitsune. That is what you want, really, if you are the side of PDM Insanity and the side of FurryDrip. You got that first win under your belt if you're FurryDrip, but you've already built up. You're already building up to some big ultimates if you're PDM Insanity.
Yeah, something in PDM Insanity didn't quite click. They didn't all move through Hotel as a unit, and that's what cost them theirs when they split. And there's these first ultimates that are going to come out. It's going to be the ultimates that come out later, and PDMs are going to be the difference makers. PDM Insanity is going to go ahead and send that bomb in, and this is going to be a tough fight for them because they're coming into their ultimates, but they're a little behind in the economy as Sac Solo already has that shatter.
Yeah, no one being felled, and that's a big grab coming in from Mad Lad Brad, and that's going to do it there. They don't have anyone really to contest for the rest of the time. Mad Lad Brad going to get so much value with Saging Senpai, but it's not going to matter in the end as PDM Insanity are going to tie it up 1-1 going into map 3.
It's like you said, they just played their game. They turned around and walked it at their pace. They knew they had 3 minutes, right? They could take as many dry fights as they wanted to, just built up 6 ults, but they caught a pick out, played like a team, focused it out, and that's what gave them King's Row. And I have a feeling this is going to be a closer match than we're thinking. At least I was initially thinking as we go into map 3, Joker.
Well, we won't be going into map 3 right this instant. We're going to actually take a short little break, so don't go anywhere. Map 3 is right after this. Welcome back, everyone. If you are just joining us, this is the CGL Tier 4 PS4 GOATS final. We've seen FurryDrip and PDM Insanity both take maps in the first 2 as it is tied 1-1 going into map 3, which is going to be Hanamura.
Hanamura, you know, the Mountainous Goats, I guess this is kind of the best map for goats in a lot of ways. There's not a lot of high ground you need to really worry about contesting. There's kind of one entryway to A, and that's kind of just the way it's going to be. So you know where the fights are going to take. You can kind of adjust around that. And B, you kind of want to press up onto that high ground. So this is kind of one of those maps that's good for goats because you can kind of predict where you want to go, where teams might go, but you still have a little bit of a challenge, and then it's 2 CP and it's a map no one really likes to play.
Yeah, there is a reason why they're getting rid of 2 CP in Overwatch 2. But going into Hanamura, there is that big choke in the first part of the map. We've seen a lot of Ana so far, and we're still seeing that Ana being played. I think that Ana is going to be a massive part going into that doorway there. Big anti-nades, I feel, are going to be coming in from them.
100%. Anti-nades have been running these fights, and that's the way these fights have gone, is if you can catch enough of a team coming through, get an anti-nade on 3 or 4, and then push it and punish it, the fight's over, because your only answer to that is this Brig rally armor that comes in, or the Lucio sound barrier, and if you don't have that, fight's over. And with just this one choke point to go through, these are going to be even more important. So look for Trim and look for Scotch to really be these game changers, but also look for Saging Senpai and Panda Game and Panda to both be on watch for those nades to come out, as they're just going right into a Joker.
Yeah, they're going right into this, getting those wall swings around, trying to get anyone that fouled. Both main tanks were super low there, but the Anas are going to be able to get this in the sleep going in. That's a big anti-nade, however, but it's going to be Saging Senpai being demeched, and that's going to be huge. No damage mitigation because there is no defensive matrix on the side of FurryDrip. Oh,
they're gonna get the remake though.
They're gonna get the remake. The shatter's gonna be massive from Kitsune, but no follow-up because they were all in that grab. But there's a bigger shatter from Saka Solo, and that's gonna do it. That's gonna be the defense starting their hold on point 1 of Hanamura.
great recovery from FurryDrip. They were able to push out PDM Insanity and kind of just recover, and they got this sleeper. They've got a sleeping diva. They're just gonna take the pin, and that's gonna be a big delay.
Oh no!
They're gonna stagger this out even longer, and that's just gonna eat more time off the clock. But to PDM Insanity's credit, they are gonna come into this with 4, probably 5 ults, as Kitsune's gonna get that charge, and the sleep comes in on the Saka solo early, so they're gonna have 4. But the rally's gonna be committed early by FurryDrip. They want to take this fight, Joker.
Yeah, they're gonna go and PDM Insanity just gonna back off here. They don't have that diva for the moment. But now they have 5 ultimates online. They're gonna initiate with Rally. The Shadow gonna come out, gonna get a couple on the ground, I think, maybe, but Kitsune is gonna get 2 with the charge, and that should do it for the defense on point 1, as Tooler Gaming gonna get skittish out of that fight as well. Panda Boy and Mad Lad Brad are gonna get it on the kill feed, and it's just Saging Senpai on the point, and they're gonna finish him off there. And going back to their the stagger on that diva before this all happened, I love the staggers on diva when you could have that the Ana in the mix. Just you can sleep them. Charge him, body block him, and then sleep him again.
It was the right play.
It
was the right play to make. You bought yourself so much time, which now you need it because of how much. It might be a little bad manners, but they're just going to charge right into the point.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
A misplay from Saging Senpai, but the big grab, however, going to be turning it around. Sakasola is going to get Tooler Gaming, and Kitsune is going to be very one. Jake Gustavo going to get that pick onto them in the end, and that's going to do it for the defense is started for FurryDrip on point 2 after almost a disaster there. So,
and Saging Senpai really saved it. They might have whiffed the bomb a little bit, but they were there to eat the nade from Trim to keep themselves alive and really punish for that Graviton surge. So now if they can only get Saging Senpai remech'd, they'll be coming into this with the Shatter, the Rally, and 2 of their 3 support ultimates. They're going to get out, and they're going to try and make this. PDM Insanity's grab bomb has to be huge here. They have 3 tank ults, and that's going to be the start of it. Kitsune's going to get 2, 3!
Kitsune going to get 3 in the end. Mad Lad Brad's going to be felled, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop this push. They might have enough to re-engage, however, since they don't have Mad Lad Brad on this point. Saging Senpai is going to be antied and going to be very low. The Nano Boost is going to be invested onto them. The Shatter going to be big from Kitsune. Going to get Saging Senpai down, as it's, however, still looking good for PDM Insanity, but the respawns are coming back for FurryDrip, but Sakasola is going to be felled again. They need another quick pick if you are PDM Insanity. Saging Senpai just going to go for a bomb on point. Not going to get anyone. Mad Lad Brad and Trim going to get 2. Big sound barrier, and I think that's going to do it, as the Shatter is going to come out from Kitsune. And Tooler gets 2, and I think that's going to be it. It's just Saging Senpai. No. And that's gonna get that's gotta be it. There it is. Oh my goodness.
Ghost fights never end, right? They just always go on because someone's gonna get an ultimate and keep it going. We could kind of see the quick flip to Winston coming there to the end for FurryDrip, but it wasn't enough. And that's how you have to do it. You have to just kind of sustain your ultimates and throw them out and stagger them the best you can. Great nade and counter nade coming in there from the side of PDM Insanity to keep themselves up. They got hit with the purple, but immediately cleansed it, and that kept them in the fight, and they were able to focus out targets, play as a team, where FurryDrip just kind of fell apart, and the low lights for the FurryDrip just kind of were lower than it needed to be. So they have, you know, a reasonably good time bank to fight against. 230 is nothing to scoff at. That's another time around if you're PDM Insanity, but FurryDrip has the chance to come out ahead here, and they think they're going to do it with a Zenyatta, but I think I disagree with them, Joker. I just don't think that's the right call here.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen it work for them so far yet, but
it worked to some extent, some success on King's Row, right? It was moderately successful, but like, what is your concern here? Because there's nothing that, like, Trance isn't going to stop Diva bombs. You're going to keep everybody up, and like, I guess Kitsune has been getting in a lot of swings with that hammer, and that's been a lot of those kills, right? Not even coming off of ultimates, but just off of Kitsune and some of the players just getting swings. But I don't know that that's enough to swap in the Zenyatta versus the Ana here.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how they get on in this first fight. If they can get a pick with Skiddish's Discord orb, it will be all worth it. But we're seeing no one really being felled early. Kitsune going to be stunned up, going to go halfway down. They're going to be trying to focus this Reinhardt from PDM Insanity, but it's going to be Panda Boy. That's going to be the one to get demeched first, and Jay Gustavo is going to get the demech Diva. Saga Solo is going to be punched off the map with the Burrito Flail, but it's not going to be enough as Hoggy Dudes is going to get 2 on that Lucio. Matt, that Brad's going to turn it around maybe with Hoggy Dudes going down, but I think it's going to be a little too late as it's just Mad Lad Brad left on the point.
The off tanks from FurryDrip did a great job of just peeling versus Trim's anti-nades there and just the general damage coming in. And they really didn't have to commit anything to get A, so they're going to go into this with a big time bank and 4 ults for their efforts. So this looks good for FurryDrip if they play this well, because PDM Insanity only has Graviton, and they're also going to opt into the Zenyatta here. Not what I was expecting, considering they probably were close to a nano boost. So they're only going to have 2 of these 3 support amulet's as this fight starts, Joker.
Yeah, and they're not gonna have anything for Jake. Oh, they might. And Jake Gustavo not. I thought he already had that grab. I was looking at Mad Lad Brad, but they're gonna go straight to the point here, as Brad is going to be getting a big grab onto the point, but it's gonna be canceled out by that Transcendence. The grab coming out from Jake Gustavo. Now Saka Solo's gonna get the first pick on a Kitsune. They are, that's what you need to start this fight off. This self-destruct coming out from Panda Boy. Not going to get anyone. Jake Gustavo going to get Enzo out of the fight. He was just used. Oh, he was canceled out of sound barrier. That's huge from coming in from the side of FurryDrip. They just have Kitsune on the point, and Tuller Gaming is going to be felled very quickly. In the end, Jake Gustavo putting in a lot of damage there, and they're going to be able to get this point unlocked with 4. Oh my goodness, almost 4 minutes. That was under the Moira, a big stalled character coming in, a lot of healing, but that's going to be felled very quickly.
Oh, no.
They're going to be very quickly felled. The Shatter coming out from Saka Solo, and there's not going to be anyone else. Jake Gustavo's going to get that pick, and that's going to be a huge time make coming in for FurryDrip there. 3 minutes and 51 seconds.
You couldn't afford that switch if you were PDM Insanity. Giving that switch to Zenyatta, you were already down in that first fight. You were already behind in the ultimate economy. And then you gave up, in theory, what was a support ultimate already almost halfway online to go to a Zenyatta, and you didn't even really get any value out of it. Man, FurryDrip just has the better clock here, but we're going around again, so anything's still really possible. But FurryDrip just looking very dominant, very good in their ability to just isolate and control PDM Insanity in these fights. And they did it on A. They were able to get in, kind of surround and isolate one of the supports, and that was just the punishment there. They got the early demech, and that was the way they won. They were able to just punish it. And we're gonna see, is Trim gonna, no, I don't think Trim's gonna stay on this, Moira. I think that was just a holdover, but Skitch gonna opt over to the Ana. I guess you do like that better for the defense, right? You like having anti-nade. You're not necessarily forced to play into the group, so there's a little bit less pressure on you to kind of be in the brawl and constantly keeping everybody up. You can kind of play yourself a little bit safer if you want to. And Trim actually may stay on this Moira, just pure healing if that's what they choose to go to. A little bit more damage in that orb, but it looks like they're just going to opt for raw healing power, Joker.
Yeah, first time I think I've seen Moira actually played, like you said, a lot of raw healing output, but it's not going to matter when there's an anti-nades coming out from Skittish there. As I don't think you can run this Moira with the anti-nades. And that's a shit coming out from Saka Solo. Oh my goodness. Saka Solo going to be felled, however, by Mad Lad Brad. That's going to be a big window of opportunity for PDM Sanity coming into this next attack.
Yeah, no, Reinhardt means most of your main shielding is gone, and you can survive on this 5-stack with sustain, but it's going to be hard to. Trim's Coalescence may also be a big factor here. I think they were looking for like a faster ultimate to try to turn fights faster, and they're going to push hard Joker right into this Kitsune going long. But gets slept.
Yeah. He's going to get slept up. The grab coming out from Mad Lad Brad, and they're going to get 3, and that's going to do it, I think, as Panda Boy is going to get another kill out of Saka Solo. as the Lucio kills Trim in the end, but it's not gonna matter as Enzo's gonna get another kill, and it's going to be PDM Insanity unlocking this point, and they're gonna be able to have another attack.
They're gonna go in with 2 support ultimates and that Earth Shatter going into this fight with only a minute on the clock. They'll get maybe 1, 2 if they're lucky fights. Meanwhile, FurryDrip does have Nano and Bomb. They're gonna have to really recuperate, and the longer this fight goes and FurryDrip gets these other support ultimates, is the better for them, Joker.
Yeah, and they're gonna push this in as quickly as possible. The rally gonna be used, but self-destruct gonna be coming out, and it's gonna get Kitsune out of the fight. That's gonna be huge. You've got 40 seconds left on the clock, and you don't have your main tank, and that's gonna be everyone else being felled in the end. You cannot be killed if you are these last 2 alive. You need to stay together, and so you can at least have this last fight.
They didn't really commit anything for FurryDrip, so they're going into this now with Shatter. They committed Nano, but they can get that back mid-fight, and they will have Graviton Surge, so 4 ultimates on the side of FurryDrip, including 2 of the 3 support ultimates, and that rally is going to come early from FurryDrip as the Shatters come out.
Ooh,
the Sound Barrier too!
Yeah, the Sound Barriers are coming out from both sides. The Self-Destruct out from Panda, gonna get Hoggy Doos, and that's gonna be massive. No more speed boost on the side of FurryDrip. Grab coming out, gonna get 2 locked up, and it's gonna be a big Antini. But it's not gonna be enough as Kitsune and company are gonna get the kills necessary as Jake Gustavo is gonna be felled by his own left click. Right click.
Oh my goodness.
Time. But that's a team kill. They're just gonna try to body block as long as they can.
Can they do it? No, they're gonna touch.
They're gonna touch, and the respawns are gonna be in the favor of FurryDrip. Sakusol is gonna be felled, however, and the Seiji Senpai is gonna pick on Enzo. There's no more Lucio. Shatter coming out massive from Kitsune, getting up 3 down, and that might do it for the side of PDM Insanity. Kitsune and Mad Lad Brad getting all the kills they need, and they're gonna do it. It looks so much better. Trim is gonna get the orb kill, and they're gonna do it. 4 minutes on the clock, and it's going to be in overtime, which is big, but you can't expect FurryDrip to capture with time on the clock if you are PDM Insanity.
No, that was a Herculean effort from PDM Insanity there. They spaced out their ultimates, they used them well, they kept their players alive, and they were rewarded justly, but 4 minutes on the other side for FurryDrip is going to be a very, very big timer, because if this goes around again, it becomes FurryDrip's point. If they clear this again and get this around, it just becomes they need a third. So FurryDrip has to continue this dominance that they were showing initially on Hanamura, and they can't afford any slip-ups like that. Skitch gonna go over to Zen. Looks like they're staying in it, and Trim gonna stay on this Moira. It did work for them. I gotta credit them. It did work. The raw healing output from this Moira and the slightly faster ultimate in Coalescence paid off for them, it looks like, and they're feeling confident on it. But I don't know. I guess with no anti-nade on the other side, this is not the worst pick in the world, right? They're playing against the Zenyatta, who just has the burst healing and that Transcendence and the Discord Orb, but we're going to have to really see when all the balls and the hammers fly what ends up being the right call here, Joker.
Yeah, and there's no anti-nade to mitigate that Transcendence healing anymore on the side of PDM Insanity, but like you said, Coalescence charges just so quickly. It charges so quickly in just regular Overwatch, and now we're in a GOATS variation of it. It's gonna be massive. Should see at least maybe 1-2 Coalescence per fight, but Seiji Senpai is gonna get Kitsune out of the fight. That's gonna be massive. No Reinhardt on the side for FurryDrip, and it's huge already. Skittish is gonna be felled, however, no Discord Orb for this side of FurryDrip for the time being, but you don't have your Reinhardt and you don't have your Brigitte on the side of PDM Insanity. That's a tick already on board for FurryDrip. They haven't been able to re-engage here. That's 2 on the board. This might be 3 unless someone can touch. The Coalescence gonna be engaged here, but they're gonna commit. They've gotta commit. They can't have this massive time bank, but there's a big shatter. It's gonna be a big self-destruct coming in from Seiji Senpai, and that's gonna be a massive time bank going into point 2 for FurryDrip.
Yeah, and FurryDrip's coming in. They have 2 of the 3 support ultimates and Graviton Surge. PDM Insanity, they committed so much into that. They're going to have Sound Barrier and Diva Bomb mid-fight, and this could just be a roll. FurryDrip could just go into this. They have such a big ultimate advantage. They probably didn't want to commit that ultimate if you were Trim. This is looking catastrophic for PDM Insanity.
Yeah, they just see that, and there's the grab coming out. The Sound Barrier is going to be invested, but no, it's going to be invested too late. His Tula game is going to be felled by Saka Solo. As the Shatter comes out, the self-destruction again, no one. It's just dueling Zaryas right now, but it's going to be Jake Gustavo's going to be felled. That's going to be massive. They don't have that main source of damage from the Zarya on the side of FurryDrip anymore, but Enzo, everyone so low on the side for PDM Insanity. The grab, or sorry, the Transcendent is going to be used as everyone's just so low, and he's going to be stunned out of Shatter, but that's going to do it. PDM Insanity with the grab is going to stabilize, and they still have a lot of time to go. They still have at least 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, I believe.
But they committed so much to do that. They have this Diva Bomb that's going to be that has to be their win con right now, because Sound Barrier is good, but not when you have the Diva Bomb and likely the rally on the other side. They committed so much into holding this just to burn time off the clock, but they have to, right? If they want this draw that they need to keep the team alive and keep this series going, they have to. And FurryDrip needs to come up with a decisive victory using this Diva Bomb. They need to find something between Saka Solo and Saging Senpai just to get something. They're going to opt into mid, Joker.
Yeah, they're going to go for mid, going to this quick engage onto the point with the Sound Barrier. The self-destruct is out, not going to get anyone, and Skittish is going to be felled. Self-destruct coming out from Panda Boy, and it's going to get Saka Solo. But they still have enough time to turn this around. Jake Gustavo's going to get Trim out of this fight, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as they're still engaging on this, but Bad Ghostbusters is going to be felled, and you can't really expect much more, as they still have a minute, I think, on the clock here.
Yeah, they have about 1 push, maybe 2 if things go cataclysmically wrong. They have Sound Barrier and they'll have Graviton Surge, so those are going to have to be the big things. But there's 2 of the 3 support ultimates on the side of PDM Insanity and their own Graviton Surge, so it depends what happens in this mid fight, because with Kitsune coming into Shatter, maybe slightly earlier, FurryDrip might be in the worst positioning here, Joker.
Yeah, it would be a massive if Saging Senpai could get this eat on the grab here, but he's going to just grab the doorway. That's going to be massive. The Transcendence and Sound Barrier is going to be used, but Jake's goes to Jake.
The eat
by that Panda Boy, and that's going to be massive. The big charge. 2 self-destruct heals by Panda Boy, and there's going to be no follow-up from Saging Senpai's self-destruct, and I think that's going to do it. I don't know how much time they have remaining, but it's 10 seconds remaining. They don't have anyone to touch. It's got to be Saging Senpai, but they're getting harassed. They might not even be in touch, as no one's going to be able to touch, and PDM Insanity is going to be able to win half 3.
Incredible. Wow. Talk about some heroics from PDM Insanity. They managed to buy that down from 4 minutes from what was arguably the worst spot they could have been in, Joker. They managed to play together like a team, force out some bad plays and some bad choices. A couple of those bashes and those movements just didn't quite click to enable those Diva Bombs on the side of FurryDrip. Some things seem to be mistiming. So there's just the cleaner team play of PDM Insanity shown through in the end, and they're rewarded as we go to map 4. And I don't even know what to say, just because this is going to be a tough brawl, and we're going to go to Rialto here. So again, no real high grounds to worry about. We're still not going to see the Winston get brought out here, I don't think. But I'm more shocked that we're seeing Moira being brought out here, honestly, because it's paid off for PDM Insanity, right? That was initially where GOAT started, was with this Moira. And we kind of moved off of it just because we wanted more than raw healing, right? We wanted statistical advantages like Discord or Nade. But they're showing the original form still can come up big here, Joker, and that's huge in some ways.
Yeah, it's really nice to see. They're getting a lot of value with that Coalescence. You saw it in some of those fights. We saw Kitsune very, very low, but Trim getting that Coalescence out and just pumping it in. Being able to also heal and damage anyone that's trying to come after him. That's going to be huge for PDM Insanity. But One Rialto, one of my favorite
man.
maps. It has one of my favorite Goats history or Goats plays in history. It was an NYXL play, as I am an NYXL fan. It was the grab, the shatter, the boot into the self-destruct. Oh, if we could see something like that, it'd make my day.
And I mean, there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of different plays here, right? Because there's still the river that runs below that you see. You can get even, because this is pre Ryan getting a big steadfast buff. So if you can get a big boop onto a Reinhardt, fight's over, right? If you can get one or two big boops into the river across this map, you can just win fights on that alone, and you may not need, you know, the early coalescence or the Discord orb onto the Reinhardt. So really, this just enables the supports to kind of get a moment to shine in some ways, and hopefully they do. I would love to see these great support players who have just put in work across the board, across multiple different characters, just come in and continue to shine to their tank counterparts.
Yeah, we normally talk a lot about the tanks because they're the ones usually putting in that damage, but like you said, these support players have been incredible. They've gotten timely kills. They've been healing their team up incredibly well. And it's really nice to see some great support gameplay in Goats as well. And right now we're seeing Trim still locking that Moira here. So
you know, it worked for them. It got them the win, but they might be disappointed when they see the Ana on the other side, because that's just going to negate a lot of that healing. But I think they value that early coalescence ultimate, because it's just giving them a slight advantage in that ultimate economy. And if they keep pushing aggressively like that, they'll just get it faster. And you can see it. They want to push faster, Joker.
Yeah, but that's a big anti-nade onto Kitsune. They're going to be low, but it's going to be held up by that Moira healing there. This is where they want to take this fight, is FurryDrip. No one really low right now. There's an anti-nade onto Mad Lad Brad. They just got to focus him down. They were so close to being out of that fight. And Huggy Doos is going to get that first pick on the Tooler Gaming. That's a big shatter coming down. 3 is the falls victim to Saka Solo's shatter. And they are going to be able to stabilize here, as Panda Boy is just going to reset off the map.
And they won that with only the shatter, meaning they have the other 5 ultimates that'll come online pre-fight, including all 3 support ultimates. So this is going to be a good-looking fight in the defense for FurryDrip. PDM Insanity does have, they're going to be coming into theirs, but they're a little bit behind. Kitsune's shatter is going to come out. As the grab comes out early, they're going to push hard into it. Coalescence, everything coming out, Joker.
Ooh, and a nice shield bash by Bad Ghostbusters onto Kitsune there. Gonna get 2 with the self-destruct because of it. And Saging Senpai and Jake Gustavo switched roles.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Saging Senpai had been a shining star on that Diva, but it's good to see it. I guess they needed to change up a little bit of pace, maybe put some more damage on the Zarya. The rally coming out early on the side of FurryDrip. They know they have the tools, including all 3 support ultimates. They didn't commit any last fight, Joker.
Yeah, and the grab is going to come out. The rally armor not going to be enough, so the sound barrier is invested as well. And Sakasola is going to be felled by the self-destruct, and Jake Gustavo is going to be demeched as well. And they're going to just try to push this as far as they can without that main tank trying to able to focus them down. As we also see a swap Trim going back over to that Ana, but now they are back in this fight. There's a big shadow, 3 men going down. Saka Solo not going to be felled, however. Bad Ghostbusters is going to get Enzo out of the fight, and Kitsune, Bad Ghostbusters with 2, Bad Ghostbusters with 3. The nano boost, I think, went maybe on to Bad Ghostbusters there, as Saging Senpai gets 2 in the end as well.
I believe the Nano went on to Saka Solo to try to save him, but they isolated him in that grab and just focused him out. And it was a great play there, because I'm sorry, not Saka Solo. They were able to force out Kitsune. They caught him out of position and just were able to turn everything back. And my word, what a fight. Their PDM is saying they're going to have 4 ultimates coming into this, I'm sorry. And FurryDrip only going to have that rally to really fight into this with.
Yeah, but it's a big anti-nade. That might be all they need, as Kitsune and Mad Lad Brad can't really put any damage down onto it. Sakasola is going to be antied up as well, and he's going to be felled. Mad Lad Brad going to get Bad Ghosterets out of that fight, and they're just going to charge into the back line. Jake Gustavo going to get pinned and he is going to be demeched in the stun, the stagger onto him. Not that long of a stagger, but Sakasola getting bad spawn. He's going to be jumping off the map to reset with his team.
Bad Ghostbusters needed to commit that rally earlier. They were so late onto it. The second that rally came down, you needed to commit that because you weren't going. That's the only counter you have to that anti-nade. And they're going to take the staircase here with 3 ultimates, including that sound barrier. And the Shatter's going to come out way early, Joker, as they get grabbed.
Yeah, no value from the Shatter. The big anti-nade getting onto 4. The self-destruct coming over top. Not going to get anyone. The boop coming off. So they don't have that Reinhardt on those stairs for them right now, but it's really anyone's game, but it's turning in favor of PDM Insanity. The Shatter coming out from Sakasola. No one going to be felled, however, because of it. The grab invested, the no self-destruct coming in from Panda Boy, but Kitsune going to be felling Sakasola. Self-destruct, however, coming in from Jay Gustavo, going to get Enzo out of the fight. The rally being used by Bad Ghostbusters to at least stay in this fight for as long as they can. The Nano invested on the Kitsune, 2 going down. They need to get a pick, and Skittish is going to be felled in the end. The anti-nade's going on to Sakasola as well, and Trim getting a pick on the Huggy Doos. This might be enough. It is going to be enough for the side of PDM Insanity to capture point 2 of Rialto here.
PDM Insanity just pushed aggressively and used their ults aggressively, and they've been rewarded. They're gonna commit grab, and they're gonna continue to push here and commit the Diva, the grab bomb. It's gonna get 1, and they're just gonna keep going, Joker.
Yeah, Huggy Dude's gonna be followed by that self-destruct. Panda Boy gonna get another pick onto Saging Senpai, and now they are just gonna spawn. It looks like they're gonna be holding spawn doors right now, as they're gonna decide to back off as the wise decision. They don't get picked before they can fully engage together.
Yeah, they were a little split, and FurryDrip was playing a little split there in the entrance too. But with only the rally and the early rally on PDM Insanity, they have to play this aggressively to go into it because there's the Nano Boost coming out and the Graviton Surge. This is going to be it. They have the ultimates online, but the Shatter comes down.
Big Shatter! Another big Shatter from Sakasola. Sakasola's going to get Mad Lad Brad. That's going to be huge. No Zarya online for PDM Insanity. They've got to start this defense now to FurryDrip, and they're going to get Kitsune out of this fight. They don't have this Reinhardt anymore, and I think that's going to do it. The defense is going to start from FurryDrip on point 3, and this is a great way to place to start at these doors into the church.
Man, and it's about time FurryDrip kind of decided to put their foot down because they were running out of time to do so with just a little under 2 minutes on the clock, but 3-4 ultimates on their side. FurryDrip looks like they're in a great position to handle it. Those 2 of the 3 supported ultimates coming online are going to be big in this next winning fight. Meanwhile, Graviton Surge and the Shatter has to be big for PDM Insanity if they want to win this because they have no support ultimates on their side.
The grab going to be invested by FurryDrip, and that's all they're going to need to win this out. Oh, sorry, as well with the rally, but that's still all they're going to need, and they still have 4 online here, so...
Yeah, they didn't need to commit anything more. I think they could have even gotten away with rally, but that was an easy one fight. They took it, and PDM Insanity just kind of dry heaved themselves at that. They didn't commit either of their ults into it, so they only gained here. But they still have to come up with a big Graviton pick here as we're coming into the last minute, Joker. There's 4 ultimates on the side of FurryDrip, but they have such a barrier in front of them.
Yeah, they need to get this, but that's a big anti-nade coming in from the side of FurryDrip, and that's going to be Jake Gustavo getting a self-destruct kill. Bad Ghostbusters is also going to get Kitsune out of this fight. They only needed to use 1 again. They're using great, their ult cycling is great from the side of FurryDrip right now.
And not to mention their focus fire too. Like they're just isolating targets of PDM Insanity and winning it. But now the tables have turned. PDM coming in has 4, going to come into 6 in this fight. So this is going to be the point where they can turn it right back because FurryDrip doesn't use some of their tools early.
Yeah, as the anti-nade can come out, but it's going to be a massive E. Jacob Solo going to get that E, making the other team feel his pains for the first couple of maps in this series. That's going to be massive Kitsune, but another E coming in from Panda Boy. 2 eats in this fight. It's anyone's game right now, but Sakasola getting that first pick on the Kitsune, but Jake Gustavo with 2. The self-destruct coming in massive. 2 turned around, however, from the other side as well, but Bad Ghostbusters get Mad Lad Brad. There's no Zarya on the side of PDM Insanity. Trim going to be swapping to this Moira, trying to get some back to the point as quickly as possible. Saka Solo is going to get Kitsune. It's just Panda Boy on the point for right now. And that's going to do it. That's a nice hold coming in from FurryDrip.
They were getting bullied most of Rialto, but finally they put their foot down. And once they got themselves kind of centered and were able to cycle these ults and figure out how to win with these minimal resources, they really looked like a winning team. And they looked like they wanted to hold this and that they're not out. So PDM Insanity has a bit of an ask to try to keep them there, because if FurryDrip comes out on their attack with that same level of pressure and that same great use of ultimates, only needing 1 or 2 to combo and win, this is going to be a map 5. We're going to go into map 5 with this tie, and I don't know if my heart can handle that, Joker.
Yeah, well, it's going to have to go farther than on map 5, because it's first to 4. The finals are... so we're going to at least see map 6 if FurryDrip end up winning this map out. And like you said, my heart is on edge every fight. It's the stress is too much. There's just so much. There's so much going on. There's so much that can happen. So much that's going right. So much that's going wrong.
And every decision is just making me question it, because Skittish again coming out onto the Zenyatta, I have to assume that they're coming out with the Ana, right? You just saw it, and Trim is gonna stay on the Ana. That's been getting them so much value in those anti-nades. I can't imagine this is gonna work for FurryDrip, right? Like, this has to be questionable going into this, but they want to commit to it, so this is gonna be where they put their foot down, Joker.
Yeah, the huge anti-nade, 3-man getting purpled there in the end, but no follow-up is going to be massive. But Kitsune is going to be felled very early thanks to that Discord orb by Skittish there, as they are looking very calm and confident, specifically with this Zenyatta. Skittish getting a nice volley into the head of Tooler Gaming, and they're going to be able to, but Honeydew is going to be followed. There's no Lucio. There's no Lucio to disengage them now. They have to fight this out. They don't have that speed boost anymore. It's right where they need it to be, so they don't really need to be moving, but that's a grab coming in from the side of PDM Insanity, and Sakasola is going to be felled, and Shatter being invested as well, and I think that this might be enough, as we're seeing... Oh, no, Skittish is going to get Tula Gaming, but Jake Gustavo is going to be felled, and Jake Gustavo is going to be Max is going to be felled, and that's going to be all they need. It looks like PDM Insanity are going to be able to hold it out here for now.
PDM Insanity is getting such great anti-nades, but there's no follow-up. They're not really committing, but they're going to get the late pick on a Saka Solo. But like, they're not following up these great anti-nades, these 3-4 person anti-nades with anything. So the value of them is getting lost, and FurryDrip is able to get away with playing this Zenyatta, who's just getting healing, Discord, and just more value across the board. And with 3 ultimates, probably going to come into the there are 4 ultimates, just as that ticks over, including, and they're going to get trans mid-fight. It's going to be big versus PDM Sanity's 3 nades. They're going to commit rally early into this.
Yeah, try to get all that rally armor up and ready to go. Looking for this big shatter from Sakasola, the self-destruct coming out. The shatter coming out, gonna get Kitsune out of this fight. And that's gonna be all they need. And the E coming in from Jake Gustavo as well. And that's gonna be all they need. And it's just Panda Gaming. They are going to reset off the map.
Skittish, I'm sorry. I doubted your wise decision making. I should focus more on the Iris, I guess. But they're FurryDrip making it look really easy here, including that E and surviving that 5-person anti-nade. Wow, what an incredible set from FurryDrip. They're looking masterful here as we push on point B.
Yeah, they're going into this
with both ultimates at that too, and coming into Graviton Surge, they stand a means to win this next fight too.
Yeah, they mean to win these next fights. The Shatter coming out, gonna get a couple, no one down really. The Discord orb onto Kitsune, and they're gonna be felled immediately by Bad Ghostbusters. That's another 2 kills going in from FurryDrip as well, and they're gonna be able to keep pushing this up.
FurryDrip is just playing aggressively and continuing to isolate these targets, and PDM Insanity is just throwing themselves at the card at this point to try to buy themselves time. They know the end is in sight, and if it gets to point B, it's gonna just start looking even worse for them, Joker.
Yeah, it's starting to get worse for them as they're going to be unlocking this point, and they only have to push it only so far now, as they have ultimates online as well here. So
they've got two of the 3 tank ultimates. They're going to get Graviton Surge, and between any of these bombs, if this bomb connects, it's going to be the winning point for FurryDrip here. But that grab's going to come out and not really get any value, and PDM Insanity is going to commit and push him back.
Yeah, they are on. They got PDM Insanity with multiple kills in that fight. Trim with a massive coalescence, and they are gonna start this holdout. But they've got spawn advantage right now.
Yeah, and that Moira is gonna give them. They opted off onto that Moira again. Gonna try and build those ultimates a little bit faster just to give them an edge here. But there's still 3. FurryDrip didn't commit really anything. They still have all their tank ultimates, and they're gonna have 2 of their 3 support ultimates as this fight starts. So this is just looking good in the economy for them.
Yeah, but Seiji's getting his grab on, but it's going to be drooled out. Both Ryan's going down to both Lucio's in the fight. Self-destruct's coming out. No one gets any kills there, and this is going to be anyone's game still. They just need another pick to end either of these teams. The grab coming out from Mad Lad Brad, and it's going to be the side of PDM Insanity getting the follow-up needed, and they are going to take that fight.
Very great. It's still 3 minutes left in this, and they committed that Graviton Surge. That was what they needed to win it, and they went on the back, but they're going to push them back to spawn doors. PDM refusing to go down here. They built that coalescence from that last fight. They can use 1 and got it right back, so they'll have 2 of their support ultimates as they go into this fight, in addition to the Shatter. FurryDrip, on the other hand, only has, they're going to get most of theirs in the mid-fight, so FurryDrip has to play well here if they want to turn this fight around in the mid.
Yeah, but they only have this coalescence online. FurryDrip have everything they need to get into this right now. As they're going to be getting a nice rotation. Ooh. No Shatter is going to be coming in, but another grab E coming in from Panda Boy. Oh my goodness, but the Kitsune is going to be felled. That's going to be massive. That's 2 down. Then their cart is rolling. No one's touching it for this moment in time. And this is looking like the end of the hold for PDM Insanity. It's going to be going into map 5, all tied up here. So,
man, neither team just refusing, showing that pure GOATS mentality, just refusing to give up fights, and just being able to play and commit these ults. And I was a little concerned for FurryDrip there in the beginning. They had all 3 tank ultimates, right? They looked like they were going to just win off the back of that, but they didn't even need that. They going in with no support ultimates could have been cataclysmic had they just lost to a bomb or something else. But it turned out to be a boon for them because they got them in the mid fight, kept themselves alive after they used their initial tank ultimates, and it won them the fight. And now we're back to control. And we started on Oasis. We started on Lijiang. We started on Lijiang Tower. So where do you go from here? Because there's so many different options, but none of them really